here we go. I'm active. Well, I have 10 o'clock. It is time for the Personnel Committee meeting. As you can see, we don't have a full committee attendance today. Mr. McKinstry is unable to attend because he had a fall. He's having to stay home. He's doing really good, but he's doing fine. But he did send me some comments, so I'll share that. But we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. And the first item on the agenda is the consideration of minutes of the meeting held on October the 18th of 2019 for the Personnel Committee. So I will entertain a motion from the committee regarding the minutes from that meeting.
I move to adopt the minutes of the October 18th, 2019 committee meeting as distributed.
And I'll second it. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? I'll call for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Agenda item 2 is the discussion and consideration of the Personnel Committee Chair's draft compilation of written comments from the AEMC Director's job performance evaluation. As we have done in the last, at least since I've been here, the last 2 or 3 years, the Commission Chair directs the Personnel Committee to start a job performance evaluation, and covering the period from the day after the last meeting all the way to today, in theory. We received solicited feedback from the commissioners, from the general public regarding the director's job performance, and we compiled those comments. The deadline was the end of July, I believe. And so we have received those. At this time then, we're going to ask for, I guess, have a discussion about those comments, which I will start actually, and just let everyone know we've received about 13, maybe 14, considering Mr. McKinstry's comment there, I would say. Anyway, in general, the kind of did a plus and a minus tally. The majority of them were in a positive light, as has been the past. Most of the commentary that we get from the river keepers, or those of that group, tend to be on the negative side, and they tend to be historical in nature. They'll cover a broad sense, and I think as has been shared before, they just about always conclude by wanting to replace the director with somebody different. So on the flip side, most of all the commissions and the other commentaries were positive, very complimentary of Mr. LaFleur, of Lance's job this year, and I agree with those comments. I believe he's done a good job meeting. He has met my expectations as a director for this past year. So I'll open it up then, Ruby, for any comments that you have.
I do have one, having to work with the director for as I looked the last year, but almost 2 years on this board, and he has done a very good job with keeping us apprised of changes in forecasting. And as a leader and a manager, he has done well with that, achieving the goals and objectives, staying focused on the mission of this group, and also concerned with the welfare of the citizens and keeping them in the forefront. So I commend him on that. As a leader, you're also going to get the negatives, and you didn't do it the way that I wanted to do it. And many of us in leadership roles get that. And so we look at that as well. Actually, you want to get those kinds of comments so you can make sure that you're on target with making sure you don't miss something. So again, I commend him for his job performance this last year.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree with it. And as a commission member, I appreciate the people taking the time to submit those comments. because, I mean, like Rudy said, it's important to get that feedback from whatever the perspective is. Everybody's got a different perspective on how something needs to be taken on. So, anyway. So, any further discussion there? All right, this time I'll entertain a motion that regarding the draft compilation of written comments for the ADM Director Job Performance Evaluation.
I move to adopt the draft compilation of written comments for ADM Director Job Performance Evaluation.
I will second that. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? We'll call for the question there. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Agenda item number 3 is the discussion and consideration of recommendation on the ADM Director Job Performance Evaluation. Personnel Committee will present to the Commission for consideration. So we'll discuss at this time just note that we'll discuss the recommendation that wants to present to the Commission for consideration of the job performance, and the current director's salary is at pay grade 90, step 18, which is the last step. So for the ensuing year, that the salary will remain unchanged. And also to note that in previous director evaluations, we've recommended to the Commission that the Commission authorize the Personnel Committee Chair to meet with the Director regarding the compilation of written comments and execute a verification of understanding of the evaluation between the Commission and Director. So at this time, I'm going to call for discussion by the committee regarding the committee's recommendation to the Commission for consideration for the Director's evaluation.
I have no further comment.
Okay, I think the committee's going to recommend retention of Director LaFleur for the ensuing year, and as we've done in the past, encourage have the committee chair, myself, meet with the director and discuss those comments. So at this time, I'll entertain a motion from the committee regarding the committee's recommendation to the Commission for consideration for the director's evaluation.
As per the discussion, I move to recommend that the Commission authorize the Personnel Committee Chair to meet with Director LaFleur regarding the compilation of written comments for ADM Director Job Performance Evaluation, and to execute the verification of understanding between the Commission and the Director regarding this evaluation.
I second. Any further discussion? I have a motion and a second. I would like to, I failed to mention, sorry, I forgot to mention, I did have Kevin McKinstry's commentary since he could not be here. And his comments were also very positive. And in his opinion, the director exceeded expectations. So especially with this challenging year. So I just want to get that on the record. All right, so we have a motion, and we're going to call for the question. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 4 is other business, and I do want to bring up, sure, one item. Mr. LaFleur is not going to be with us forever. I don't think so. Not going to be on this earth forever. We're all going to, but that's not that I'm wishing that earlier. But I think as a commission, we need to be prepared for when we do seek a new director. And I think that this committee should maybe look into, the various things that are involved when we're seeking a new director. And, look at what's been done in the past. Look at the job description. Look at the compensation structure and those kinds of things, and see if there's any changes that need to be made. If perhaps we want to attract someone from the outside that's not within the department. So I'd like to maybe suggest to the commission that we organize perhaps this committee to study that and then make a recommendation to the commission at a future date. Does that seem reasonable?
So, Mr. Chair, I do support that, and any recruitment efforts for the type of people that you need in terms of, especially if you're going to be creative and moving an organization forward. So we have to make sure that we are in alignment with market, and so, and I'll say this for the record, that when I was recruited 20 years ago, 35 years ago, maybe longer than that, you're not going to get the same kind of person with what I do with people coming right out of school. And so we want to have some type of language in our bylaws or in our procedures such that we can address that and then make recommendation to the commission. So I support that recommendation.
So I think what I'm going to make that recommendation to the commission later today, and see where it goes from there.
So we would look at that and then make a study and then make a recommendation?
Yeah,
look at-
that-
Okay.
recommend to the commission that we organize a group to study it and then come back to the commission at a later date with a report of what we recommend.
Okay, I
Actions.
support that.
Okay. Very well, we'll go on to item number 5, which is future personnel committee meeting. I don't see a need unless you do really need to have another meeting, set a meeting date, so.
I do not.
Okay,
Mr.
very
Chair.
good. I will then entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
I second. All those in favor of adjournment, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned.